Welcome back to another episode of the Bowling Night Podcast. This is episode I have no idea, but you guys are getting a quick interracial. I'm restarting. Fuck that. I'm done, dude.
What were you trying to say?
Something like because the studio's not fully done, but it's definitely new.
I don't know what that word is.
Iteration.
This would be like a new iteration.
Yeah.
But it's still like,
Yeah.
that's not halfway.
We're going to try it again. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the Bowling Night Cop.
Take three.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bowling Night Podcast. We're sitting down, dude. I'm fucking excited. We're in kind of a new setup here. I just fucked up the intro 3 times, and all I know is Colby's going to make us have better backs on this podcast because we talked about posture for
Using
the last 15
a
minutes.
sweatshirt for lumbar support.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not straight enough.
He's like still working on it right now. That's all we're going to think about this whole. All I'm going to think about this episode is just like,
They're going to be like, damn, these guys got nice tits.
dude, these guys got yoked over the last 2 episodes. They've been bodybuilding.
I've been trying. Dude. Really? So I have been trying to gain weight back to like where I used to be.
Yeah.
Because I was like
105.
I'm like
kidding.
130. Well, I was like 134.
Yeah.
I was 156.
Yeah.
Before I met Grace. And so I'm trying to get back up to that weight.
You're like the only dude to get pretty much a wife and then lose weight.
Yeah. I wish it didn't happen. I wish I gained weight getting that. And I didn't get any fucking dad weight.
Yeah, you didn't get the belly yet.
I got nothing.
You're not drinking enough beer.
I feel like I am. I had Grace pick up a 24 case or whatever of Modelo.
Yeah.
And I've been running through them.
Dude, I've been running through the beers.
Love
dude.
Modelo.
That's why I don't have a beer right now.
I could drink that all day.
I can drink any
such a
beer
good
all
day.
day for the most part.
I need a Modelo with a lime. It's just so good.
You don't like the banquets that I've been forcing upon
Banquets, I'm good with banquets. When it's a Coors Light, I'm like, oh, all right, I better hurry up and drink 2 or 3 so I don't fucking taste it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I still have that like that little switch where that one time I did a keg stand with Coors Light and I take a sip and I'm like, oh, I can feel I'm throwing up again. I'm like, it comes right back.
Dude, where were you keg standing Coors Light at? That sounds like the trashiest party I've ever been. That sounds like a party at my house.
It
was it at my wedding?
A birthday party for Tommy.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
And we were up at his sister's in Washington. That's when Jesse had his accident. But yeah, so they had a keg there and everyone was doing a keg stand and I got pressured into doing it and I'd never done it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And I'm competitive as shit.
Yeah.
So they were like, the last person got like 12 seconds. I was like, I can fucking beat that.
Yeah.
And then I got like 20 or 22 seconds. And they were like, oh, that's the record for like, this party tonight, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. And I walk away like 10 feet and my belly feels like it's 3 feet in front of me. And all of it comes up. And I was like, well, I feel fine. Like I didn't really throw up. Just the same beer came up. So I'm like, I feel much better. And I still have the record for the keg stand.
It's one of those things where you're like, yeah, look at me. Like it's the worst feeling in the world. That's how I feel like at the wedding.
I'm never doing it again.
Yeah.
For sure.
No more keg stands in your life?
Maybe like when my son's older and they're like having a party.
Like what, 12?
Yeah. And they're all fucking drinking. I'm like, watch this, you little fuckers.
You just get up
I'm
there
gonna
and
show you how to do a cake stand.
Were you drinking a lot of beers prior to that?
Yeah.
See, I think that would maybe help or maybe make it worse. I don't really know. Like,
I think it helped because the carbonation usually, like shotgunning a beer sometimes, I'm like, ugh, like at the end of it, it hurts because you too much.
Yeah.
And then you do a fucking keg for 20 seconds. I don't know how many beers that is, but it's definitely more than one.
Yeah.
And my throat didn't even burn.
How much do you think you're drinking? Do you think it's like, I mean, how much is flowing in there? I've never done a keg stand, to be honest with you.
I don't even fucking remember what you're drinking out of.
Wasn't it like the little nozzle at the end of it?
Yeah, and I think it has a flip thing, but I don't know if you put your mouth on it or what, because you're upside down.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think. I'm like, I mean,
I don't even remember.
like, do you think you're sucking down like 5 or 6 ounces a second, or do you? I mean, or do you?
Oh,
think
dude, it was coming.
it's coming in. Yeah.
Because I like.
Why do you go upside down? I've never understood. Is that just part of the gimmick?
I think it's like, oh, you get drunker quicker. Or
It goes to your head.
Okay.
That's why my head swells up after I drink fucking upside down.
Is the beer seeping through?
Yeah.
No, I think Cam. Yeah. So he gave me a beer when I was like really young.
Yeah.
Like probably 8, 8 or 9, and they only had one.
Yeah.
And so they were like, okay, it's not going to do anything.
I bet, right?
I think it was cold. I think he had a mini fridge in his room.
Okay.
But there was only one, and everyone else was like, we were always partying at that time, and I didn't drink much, but I did drink.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, this beer isn't going to do anything to anybody but you, so you can have it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he goes, but if you're going to take it, you have to chug it at one time. And I was like, all right. And he goes, and you got to be upside down. So I laid on his bed and held my head off and then chugged the fucking beer. Got super drunk because I'm fucking 3.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
We go running around Sherwood, and I run across 99, and I like slipped and ate shit and fell on the ground, and I broke my phone I had just paid for like 2 days before with my own money. And I had to go home and be like, I broke my phone, Mom.
I broke my phone.
And she was like, how? And I was like, I fell. Like, I was just playing and I fell.
Because you
fucking
weren't like
drunk and I fell and I'm 8 or 9 years
fell into
old.
the highway.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, we were, fucking frogging across the freeway.
Were you really that young, you think?
Yeah.
Like, you already had a phone at 8?
My mom made me buy my own phone.
Yeah.
So that I could call her, because she couldn't afford to buy me a phone. But I was in so much shit all the time.
Yeah.
That she was like, I need to be able to get a hold of you every hour, and I want an update of where you're at, what you're doing, blah blah blah. And which I fucking always lied anyways. Like it was a phone like 1.5 inches wide and 4 inches tall.
Yeah, it wasn't like an iPhone. It was like a track phone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I had like...
Dude, those things are indestructible. You must have hit the ground pretty hard.
Well, I broke like the tiny little screen on it.
Yeah.
So like that was all... I think it probably still worked. Like it was intact. You just couldn't see what you were doing. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it was like $25 or $50 from Cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just making me think. Have I ever told you the story about... Sorry, were you on something? Were you going down a train of thought?
No.
Okay. The phone thing just...
I was like, yeah, I was on beer.
Yeah. One time we sat down underneath... It doesn't really matter, but those one apartments, over by like McDonald's.
Yep.
And we were sitting down on like the tennis court down there. I think it was a tennis court. Again, still does not matter. Still does not matter really where we were at. That's not the point. But it was like me, Michael, and Tatum, and like Justin, and you might have been there. So I might start telling you the story, and you're gonna be like, "Dude, I was there." But we called Michael's mom on my phone because she didn't have my phone number, and I was like, "Hello, is this Mrs. last name?" And she's like, "Yeah, who's this?" And I'm like, This is, and I'm saying real names. So this is Officer Smith from the Sherwood Police Department, but I said a real cop's name, and she's like, okay, how are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm doing just fine. But the problem is we found your son, Michael, defecating in the middle of the road, and I was like super professional about it. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what exactly him and his friends thought they were doing that was so funny, but he was just plopped out in the middle of the street, just letting it all go. And then we drove by, and so now I'm calling you to let you know that we're taking him in, and she like starts crying on the phone, dude. And I'm like,
oh my God, I wish I was there for that.
And it was like,
knowing his mom, dude, I can just, Michael Flanagan, shaking.
Well, and like, I had a pretty deep voice too, you know. So like I called and I mean I said like all of the right. We found him defecating, you know, and we really and then yeah, I forget exactly how it even ended, but you were just telling me that, and I was like, because it was probably made on like a cricket phone that we call. I mean, but I don't know, dude.
Dude, that reminds me of a story. So I think you met up with us for like a short time when me, Michael, and a bunch of people slept in the field where Langer's and Walmart now is.
Yeah.
And the second time we did it, the first time I was just like staying at Ty's and then we just left. The second time we were doing it, Jesse was there, and something was like, I think I was getting in trouble or something. So my mom was like very strict and like not letting me stay places anymore. Needed to talk to their parents because I was just doing so much shit.
Yeah.
So I tell her, because the only parent she doesn't know and can't talk to and can't call or get their number from somebody is Jesse's dad.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, that's where I'm staying. And who's got a deep voice? Yeah. And so then they called. I was like, yeah, do you want to talk to him? And then I put, I think, Riley on the phone. And because he was the most like mature. So he could like actually have a conversation. The rest of us were retarded delinquents.
Yeah.
So yeah, he talked to my mom pretending to be, you know, his dad, and then went off and slept in a field that night.
Dude, that's just so funny, that era where you're just like, because your mom probably didn't believe it, right? Do you think she did?
I think so, just because like she was really bad with like that stuff. It's like, yeah. Like she knew the tricks. She pulled all the same shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just like, we'll talk to her, like me and my sisters, and she's like, wait, what? I thought that was real. And we're like, Mom, how did you not know?
Come on.
Like, the basketball hoop was tipped over in the morning. How do you think that happened? I jumped off of it onto the roof and it fucking fell because I was sneaking back in. Like, no, somebody else tipped over our basketball hoop in the middle of the night. What?
Did you climb up the... Wait, I'm confused here. You climbed up the basketball hoop and then jumped onto your roof?
Yeah, because it was like, it was a step, but then you kind of had to like push off to really get like enough to fall forward onto the roof to like not fall back. And
Just
so it wasn't
by
like
the
a
gutters.
jump, but it was like a good like push off. And it had like sandbags on the back, which were heavy enough to keep it from falling over when you climbed on it and then slid down. But it was the first time I had like done it.
Went the
and
other way.
Well, I had always gone out that way, and then I usually would just come back in the door because I'd leave like close to when she's falling asleep because she never came into my room.
Yeah.
But then when I come back, I'm like, oh, she's fucking asleep. Like, and the door, we never locked our house.
Yeah.
So I just went back in through the front door. But for whatever reason, that time I tried crawling back up the hoop. I think literally just because I wanted to try it. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to try. And then I fucking knocked it over. And she believed my dumbass lie. If I was like, yeah, I heard it. I think some kids were fucking around. No, it was me. I snuck out.
I would believe that. It sounds like one of your fucking hooligan friends came by and was like, oh, let's knock over Colby's basketball hoop.
Yeah, I guess she probably was like, yeah, that's so believable. Because they'd ride by like, 10 p.m. on a summer night. It's like sun's just setting, and Ben and everyone would come from his house past my house on longboards and just all scream at once, just, fuck Colby, Colby's gay. And just keep going.
I love that it's like 20 years past that and we're still just doing that exact same thing. Like Colby's gay. like when Drew Montana called you a homosexual, Abby does that all the time now. Anytime I say your name, she's like, Colby is a homosexual, man. And like,
it's never left. It's always been the little flagrant friend, I guess.
There's this other
flamboyant.
Yeah.
I mean, flagrant too. But
there's this other podcast, and they're offering like custom podcast episodes. So it's like a Cameo, but they'll do like 15, 30 an hour on like whatever you want them to do because they're not that big, And I literally thought about ordering a 60-minute just like as many times as you can possibly call Colby gay in like other ways.
Dude, how much would that cost?
It was like $150.
It's kind of worth it. An hour of getting your friend gay.
I don't know if it's like, I don't know. On their website, it's $150 for a custom episode, but it doesn't specify like that's for 15 minutes, that's for 30. But also, I was like, I mean, like, can we just come on your podcast for like $150 and all call Colby and all call Colby gay?
Dude, that I feel like we should start getting people like for the birthday, like Tanner, whoever's birthday's next.
Yeah,
that's what we get them.
Just cameos, dude.
Just a cameo podcast of just fucking calling them gay, just roasting them.
When I did the one for my mom, I was like, this is maybe my favorite thing I've ever done. Like. And I know we talked about it in the last episode, but it's just like, especially the Drew Montana one, because she has no idea who this guy is. And then he's doing an RFK impression. It was just so perfect.
Did he say anything? He did say something about, like, this is your president or whatever.
Yeah, this is presidential candidate RFK. Okay.
I was going to say, if he didn't, I wonder if she's like, what? That guy talks weird. It's like, what the fuck's up with him?
She's like, dude, this guy looks retarded. Sounds retarded.
Dude, speaking of retarded, I called Grace on the way here. No. She hung out with Jordan today, who is my ex.
Super normal, dude.
And they go, yeah. She goes, yeah, we talked about you. And I was like, oh, like what? Like how cool I am, how big my wee-wee is. And she's like, no, how retarded and ADHD you are. And I was like, cool.
Nice.
Why? Like, why?
It's kind of odd that they're just hanging.
Yeah, they're friends now. I meant for them to just be cordial because she was still in my life. Like every once in a while, more so I was like close with their family. So I'd like go to the weddings and I hang out with her younger brother. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean like, become fucking friends. And now they're well on their way to being best friends. And I'm like, this is weird. This is not how I thought this was going to go.
Dude, especially like all of the stories that you're like, oh man, that one was bad. Well, at least my new girlfriend will never know that.
Yeah, now she's got access to stories from 3rd grade and on.
And did you really know her for that long?
Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I don't think... Did she go to that whole time?
Yeah.
Huh. Because I seriously never really met her, I don't think, until like sophomore, junior year of high school. Probably junior year is when you would have been a freshman, because she was in the same grade as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably like your guys' freshman year, my junior year is when I probably met her.
I mean, yeah, that would make sense because she didn't come around like any of
and I guess
my
that
friends
would make
that
sense
were older.
That would make sense too, though, because like if I was when I was in 8th grade, you were in 5th grade.
No, we were in 6th, but we went to Edie and Laurel.
Would you have been in 6th?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm being stupid right now, or I'm being smart right now, but freshman, sophomore, junior year. So it's 3 years apart, right? 3 grades apart, at least. So if you were in 5th grade, it would be 6. Well,
no, because it's freshman and then sophomore, and then junior.
Yeah.
So you'd be a junior, I'd be a freshman. So then you take those 3 grades. Middle school is only 3 grades.
Yeah, you're right. I'm being stupid.
Well, but then you got me because I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember.
I'm like, I'm either being retarded or smart as hell. I don't know.
Yeah, because now I remember. I started thinking, I was like, wait, I don't remember like all of our friends that went to. I was like, wait, now I don't remember being in school with them. But I had team sports and shit with Kate. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a full name, but
well, there's a lot of shit. We said the town, the schools.
Fuck it. Yeah, whatever.
We're working on it still. We're getting better.
It's difficult. Like,
to not say shit that you shouldn't say. Yeah.
Because you're like, how do I tell this without being like, yeah, that person or there or
yeah.
But yeah, so he would have been in 8th grade, but we went to the other school, so
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I met her in 3rd grade, And then she had a little fucking purple feather in her hair, and had a Hannah Montana and Justin Bieber pin on her backpack. And apparently I bullied her for all three, and she'd go home crying. I don't recall any of this.
And then you guys fell in love.
Yep. But just like I don't remember at your wedding.
I think that's a different reason.
No.
Okay.
At your wedding, I was speaking to a certain someone that starts with a K.
Yeah.
It is a woman.
Yes. You could say.
Caitlin.
I think you could say.
Apparently, like my sister, she's in your grade. My sister's in your grade. They were friends.
Yes.
Her younger sister is in my grade. We were somewhat friends, I guess, school friends or something, until I wrote a letter. Did you hear Caitlin tell this?
No.
Apparently, I wrote a letter and put it in her backpack, and in 3rd grade. And I don't really believe this story because I'm like, I don't even know if I knew that was a thing in 3rd grade. But apparently, I told her to go kill herself. Like a long letter of telling her why.
Like why she should.
Yeah.
You
And
gave
I was
her
like,
13 reasons.
apparently. Well, I'm like, I don't like there. We've talked before. There's a lot of stories that go around about me that I'm like, I'd hear them and I'd be like,
I never did
that's
that.
me. I didn't do that. Wait a minute. And they're like, wait, you're Colby Post? I'm like, yeah, and I didn't do that. Yeah. I did do those other 5 crazy things you've heard, but I didn't do that. So I'm like, I don't think I did that either. I don't think I knew about suicide in 3rd grade.
Dude,
I was a happy little boy.
That's so funny. I mean, it's completely fucked up, and I'm glad it didn't happen, but like that is.
I do remember taping a piece of paper to her back that said "kick
Kill
me."
yourself.
That said "kick me."
You're like, I never put it in your backpack. I taped it to the back of you.
But no, it said "kick me," and I got in trouble for that too.
Damn. Yeah, I think I did the kick me sign like once or twice, but I don't think it ever. Dude, that's so
Apparently,
funny.
it was super offensive. I thought we were friends, and you put a "kick me" sign on me. I was like, "Isn't that what you do to friends?" Like, you were in elementary school. You trip them, you poke them,
You pants him.
well, your guy friends.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I did do that on one of those gliders.
Yeah,
I maybe
you
have told this story. Yeah. No boxers.
No boxers, dude. And because I've told that same story, but I did the same thing in front of 2 girls. This guy was talking to him, and I just walked up, and he was one of like my best friends at the time, and I was just like, man, it would be so funny if I pants him right now. And I grabbed both, so I got the. Cause he had like the basketball shorts on, so dude, and
Boxers were almost always coming down.
dude, and I'm not trying to put smut on the guy's name, but like suppose, like I don't even think I saw anything, but I've always kind of heard that maybe he wasn't well endowed. And so it was like a double whammy too, you know what I mean? Like
That was rude.
like not only and I feel
And he's
bad
probably a shower. You got him when he was soft in a weak moment.
a grower, not a shower.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're right, Colby. I agree. You've got a 12-inch hog. You know who you are.
I wish I knew who this was. Dude, yeah, no, that was like, everybody knew that.
Right? I always feel like I heard that, which I feel that's the worst rumor to just be going before you're even sexually active like that. I feel like
Yeah, like I heard that when I was in like end of elementary school. Like he was only a 6th or 7th grader.
yeah, that's around the same time. That
But yeah, I always heard that about him, and then I think he kind of just went with it eventually. Because I remember like
yeah,
I was a dickhead. So if somebody told me something, I for sure gave that person shit.
yeah,
Like it didn't matter. Everybody who was older too, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk shit to you because my friends think it's funny because you're so much older and bigger, and I'm this little fuck, and I just talk shit to everyone older and massive.
and hope that my older friends will keep me safe when they finally decide to.
That was our deal. if I talk shit to who they wanted me to, or just anybody in general, but like, especially if they'd be like, oh, talk shit. One time at Taco Bell, I think I've told this story on here. They were like, oh, rip a burrito in half and put it, like just smash it on either side of his head and really rub it in.
Yeah.
And I got like cheese down in his ear. And
Wasn't
like,
that
shit.
Jed?
No, I broke Jed's tooth at Taco Bell. This was a kid who was in between my grade and your grade and hung out with like Preston and all them. Yeah. That guy fucking hated me. But then they tried to like kick my ass and turn around, and Tanner and Caleb just like stand around me, and they're like, no,
No.
nope. And they're like, fuck. But if I never went anywhere without somebody, because I was like, somebody's gonna beat the shit out of me. I'm an asshole. Like, I need to be with a bigger friend if I'm anywhere in town. This is not safe.
Nobody's safe, dude. That's so funny. I don't know, man. That's quite the choice right there. Is to just be like, I'm just going to make as many, like, just burn as, dude. That's what's funny is you're on like a comeback tour. I feel like,
How so?
like because you just started out with let's burn all the bridges possible, and we'll slowly rebuild them, and people will be like, yeah, he's gotten a lot better.
100%. But it was always like, in my eyes, it was always funny. It was always comedy.
Oh yeah, it was funny, but like to
Maybe
you,
not for them.
Yeah, it was funny to you and everybody else.
I was also always like, in the friend group, I was always the butt of the joke, always the one to get picked on, shit on, if they're ditching somebody, if they're pushing somebody into a puddle. Like, I was the small one, so they always fucked with me. So I was like, I'm fucking with everybody else, and they're gonna protect me.
Did you remember ditching people?
Yeah.
Well, you don't. You remember being ditched. It sounds like.
I did both. Sometimes I was lucky enough to be with the
like,
big guys and ditch some of the
everybody
other
just
big
like
guys.
run at the same time. I think I only ditched one person.
Really?
Yeah, and it was one of my cousins, and it was here.
I'm somewhere on the property.
Run! You'll find us in an hour.
There's only so many places.
Yeah.
No, I actually was just telling Kevin, like, we were we were heading out to go camping. And I don't know how we got on it, but I was like, dude, I miss like being young and just all the dumb shit you would do. Like, ditching people was one of my favorite things to do. Especially like early on, because on Xbox, you'd always say like shark bait, ooh ah.
Yeah.
So then you kick them. Well, in person, some people didn't know that. And so we just do it in person and then take off and, regroup at Hopkins or something. And they're over by Dollar Tree still. Yeah. It was always so much fun fucking with people.
Dude, I missed out on the Xbox, but that is hilarious. He'd be
like, what do you do to a soccer ball? And then the person you want to kick would say, because you'd ask them only,
yeah.
You'd be like, you kick it, and then you just kick them from the party.
You're obsessed with kicking things. Like kick me, kick them. Dude, that's really
Kick
funny.
rocks, bitch.
Kick rocks. I feel like I'm being a stinker this episode, dude.
Dude, so I have something else.
Okay. Well,
Sort of.
Yeah. Go for it.
So I told you, because I agreed I would go up and do.
I just assumed that we had like 4 seconds left on this episode, so I was kind of nervous. I just looked down, it says 14, and I was like, damn.
Damn. I feel like, 15, 20.
No,
I feel like that's where we're at.
I just need to lock in. Keep going.
So I was trying to write jokes so that I could go up.
Yes.
And I was driving, and I had a whole thought, and I started dying laughing in my truck. And so I'm trying to put something in my notes, just enough to like remember it and write it, finish it later, and not crash. I was swerving all over the place and trying to and I finally I think like God is a woman down. And it was like, it was so funny to me, because I was like, the way I started it out, I didn't I was just having a random thought. I wasn't trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And so I started having the thought, whatever, and it was like, oh, God is a woman, this, that. And then I was like, oh, but then it would twist, and this is why I think God's a woman. Not because, one of these fucking feminist liberal sorry, you're gonna have to believe that. But I went the complete opposite way. Like, God's a woman because God's a bitch. And here's why, all these reasons. And I can't remember any of it at all. And it's fucking driving me crazy. So I was like, well, if we have a little lull moment, I'm gonna be like, why would God be a woman, Jason? What bitchy things does God do? Because I can't remember.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm a stinker this episode. And I don't want, after you.
I remember.
Okay, go for it, dude.
Okay, dude, okay. With work, because like the man in the Bible, like, and how every Christian like used to live and tries to live now is like the woman stays home and the man goes and works. And I was like, who would fucking come up with that brilliant idea? Definitely not a man. Like, I'll do all the work. You just stay home and hang out with the kids. I was like, that's bullshit. That's definitely a woman being like, oh yeah, I'm stuck at home. So he does all the work. I was like, this fucking, yeah.
That's at least a pretty good angle on it right there. I feel like
It was way better in the truck because it was fresh and it was just one thing after another. And that is only a part of it.
No, dude.
But I added to it. It was good. And I was like, I got to put it down. Oh shit, the guardrail.
You got your stay-at-home wife and your kid at home, and you die because you're like, I had to get the joke
I had
down.
to write a joke about him.
So here's the deal. Are you going to let me film it and make it part of the podcast?
Yes.
Okay. So I personally, I don't want to help whatsoever. Like at least the first time. After you do it once, then I'm full blown like, okay, we can like try and talk about it, workshop shit, whatever. But for the people at home that don't understand what's happening, I went to Helium's open mic like last week, and I was trying to go again today, but scheduling and shit, this is pretty much the only day we could record. And I was like, obviously the podcast is more important. So I came over here. But I had asked Colby, I was like, Colby, we could film a podcast on the way down to Helium. Then you go up, and then that would be the ending to the podcast. And so that was my thought.
At least
right?
it'd be the end. Maybe some people would be gone.
No, we're branding this thing as specifically like you have to make it to the end so we get that fucking average view
When you look
duration
at the
up.
analytics, they only watch the end where I go.
They watch the first 15 seconds to realize what's happening, and then they're like, yep, I'm going to the end.
Oh yeah, he sucked.
Dude, I feel like you're a funny guy, and I don't want to have any. I just want you to go up there and just do you, Colby. I mean, if you really like want to talk about it, we could do that, But
No, I wanted to kind of just go up on my own and just see what happens.
I think that's gonna be the best.
But it's so scary, dude. Yeah, you asked me. When you asked me because last Tuesday you asked me, and I was like, no, I need to write shit. And then I think that last Tuesday was your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Yeah. Thanks for missing that.
I don't remember what I was doing, but I wasn't able to go. So then I was like, well, I can't go, but I'll go soon and I'll start writing now. So I tried. I somewhat have a joke that I'm going to finish. And if I forget, I can watch this now and fucking remember it. But, what was it then? Oh yeah. So then you asked me for this Tuesday and I was like, ooh, like I kind of have stuff written, but I definitely want to work on it more, especially since two of the things are like what I just had. It was like I need to remember what it was about. So I have like 5 jokes and 2 of them I don't even really remember. So that's not good. I can't.
Not starting off strong.
Yeah, I'm going up. I don't even forget them once I get on stage and see everybody. I forget them before. Dude. So I was like, no, I at least need one more week. Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. I should even look. They're probably not even doing an open mic, but I feel like you need to go down it there, dude. And I feel like you'll crush it. It would be so funny. And no matter what, I think it's going to be priceless content.
Oh, it'll be great content for the podcast no matter what. Either I'm going to do good or I'm going to do so bad that you can roast me on the podcast and then they can all roast me in the comments.
Like, I just feel like that would be so entertaining is like, I mean, I guess maybe that's what we would do is maybe we would go down there, you would do it, and then we would record after.
Oh, that'd be, yeah.
I'd be curious to see how like you feel about it because like when I just went up, it felt like such a short amount of time. It's 3 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, how long is it?
well, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty much 3 minutes, and it was like, I mean, just over immediately, like because we talked about it, but I had an incident.
Oh, the one you talked about on the
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I shit my pants in a fucking storage. And it wasn't like a little bit, like I've done that before where you like fart, you think it's gonna be fine, and you're like, oh, that was a little bit more than what I wanted there. No, this was like, I'm going to shit my pants. And then I did. And then I went to Helium the next day for their open mic. Like Colby said, it was my birthday. So I wrote down on it, I was like, Jason Singer, it's my birthday, in parentheses. That actually managed to somehow work because I never get called. You know, like, and so I actually made it on the list, and I was like, fuck, dude, I'm actually like doing it tonight. And like, I mean, I've got like those other jokes and stuff, but like, I don't really want to do those. Like, I haven't done them in a while, and I haven't really thought about them a lot. And so I was just like, I'm just going to kind of go up there and tell them about how I shit my pants and like wing it a little bit, you know? But to make matters like even worse, I was wearing a happy birthday crown, and I had like Mardi Gras beads around my neck. I'm the only one. I roll into Helium looking like that, like complete fucking jackass. And everybody is like, what the fuck is up with that dude? You know, and I'm like, it's my birthday, you know?
And they're like, you have a beard. How old are you?
Yeah.
Why do you have beads on? And a crown.
Dude, I drank, like, we had to sit there, you know, because we got there at like 6:30 and sign up, and then the list doesn't even come out until like 7:30, and then like it starts at 8 or something like that. And so we were just sitting in there, and like I roped this guy into playing Uno with me and Abby. And so like, because there's like games in like and like there's like a comedian bar, and then there's like the other bar, you know? And like all of the comedians are just hanging out back there. And so I was just sitting back there, and I mean, I probably drank like 3-4 beers. And then I drank like another 3-4 beers while waiting. So I was just like hammered, and I just like walk into the green room, and it was so funny because there's this one comedian, and like it doesn't really matter, but he's like an older guy, and he's known enough that like he gets put up on, you know, like on a lot of things, and he's pretty funny most of the times, you know, but like nothing about my personality meshes well with this guy's. You know what I mean? Like just all the way around. It's just like none of these things are like connecting, you know, every time I've ever talked to him.
That's the Uno guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Uno guy was this other dude, and that was really funny because we were talking a little bit, and he was like, oh yeah, you know, like I'll follow you on Instagram. And he like follows me on Instagram. And then I like looked at his Instagram, and like his second to most recent picture, I'm in it at a different open mic, and I'm like, dog, we've met before. Like,
what the
you're
fuck?
in this picture. It's like, I'm in this picture.
On like, your Instagram.
On your Instagram.
That's so awesome.
Which was just really funny to me. But like,
was it just one of the other ones at Helium, or was it one of the ones up in Washington?
Yeah, it was up at Doomsday.
Oh, yeah, that kind of was thinking that.
It was just really funny because, so like I go into the green room, and that one guy's in there who's like I said, I don't ever feel like, I've never once gotten a vibe of like, oh, I think this guy kind of likes me, you know? But I haven't met the other dudes. And so like I walk in there, and I'm like, what's up, man? How you doing? You know? And I was like, I walked in like, this is probably why he doesn't like me. I walk in, go, Mr. his last name, you know? I'm like, Mr. what? And then I'm just like, you gonna body me tonight or what? Because he was supposed to, or I was like, you gonna bury me tonight or what? Because he was supposed to go up after me. And he was like, what does that even mean? And I'm just like, I'm joking, because like I've seen you before. You're pretty funny, you know, like, and I'm probably not gonna do that great. So like, are you gonna go up and fucking bring the show back after I go up, you know? And he was just like, yeah, I get what. And everybody else is laughing, you know. Like
I was gonna say, I feel like that's pretty. Yeah, it's good icebreaker.
It's kind of complimentary. Like
most people would know what that means,
you know. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna do that good. And he's like, he just kind of like looks at me weird, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him a story about how I shit my pants yesterday. And he's like, why are you telling me this? I'm like, I don't know, because I'm about to go and tell fucking 40 people that. So I figured I should try it out one more time before I go up, you know. Like he was like, He was so confused. And then I was supposed to go up next.
Why are you telling me this?
Like, I mean, like everything that I've ever said to this guy, I feel like he's, whatever, you know, like, and maybe I just need to get to know him, but I feel like he thinks he's pretty cool. You know?
Okay.
And like, I think I'm cool. I think I'm fucking cooler than him.
You're like, he goes up, but I'm still fucking cooler.
Yeah. And so, you know, like, he's supposed to go up after me. Well, then the host is like, bah, 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 and like says that guy's name. And he's like, what the fuck? And so he like goes up, and then like, he like said some shit about me, but like, he didn't really say anything. Like, but I could hear him saying my name, and he was like, yeah, there's a guy coming up after me. It's something, because, you know, like, I have, like, a crown, beads, and I just told him that I shit my pants yesterday in, like, the first 5 seconds of talking to him, you know, and, like, so I walk out, and then that's what I did, is, like, the first, like, 20 seconds, I was like, what's that fucking guy saying about me?
I think in the video, like, because he wasn't in that.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Abby kind of started
confused.
it, like, a couple seconds. Yeah, and so nobody, like, if you just saw the video, it didn't make sense, but I was like, what's that guy just saying about me? You know, and I was like, good things, and, like, one person is like, and I'm like, apparently not, dude, like, whatever, you know, and I was like, everyone keeps telling, you know, like, it's my birthday today, and everybody kind of clapped, and I was like, everybody keeps telling me, oh, you know, you feel old now, wait till you turn 50, and I'm like, I don't need to turn 50, dude. I shit my pants yesterday at 25 years old. I was like, I'm already there, man. I don't want to, what the hell is going to happen to me at 50? Like, I'm already doing this. This is like,
my balls just fall off.
yeah, I'm like, this is 20 years down the line. I'm getting it early, dude. Like, I don't want to.
In the fucking twist, pulled your back. Dude, you're there.
That's what I'm saying. I have back problems. And so, yeah, I like just kind of graphic. I was like, anybody ever been to the city public storage unit? And nobody like says anything, because obviously not. But like I said, I'm kind of drunk, you know, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't really fucking matter. It looks like any other storage unit you've ever been to. So I shit my pants there yesterday. I forget exactly how I said it, but I don't know. It was kind of funny. But I just like,
I thought it was pretty funny. What you at the end? You said something. You like reiterated you shit your pants and something, or you were like this and I had shit in my pants or something, and like that, like right at the end of the before you tried to switch to something else and then the light went off. That fucking killed me. I don't remember what it was, but that was fucking hilarious.
I'll toss it in, because I'm never gonna. I mean, if I reuse that story, it's not gonna be in that exact same vein. You know,
Yeah.
like I literally thought of that sitting there playing Uno. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think. When was the last time you shit yourself before that?
never. I don't think.
Okay, I didn't know if this was like an issue for you.
Have you shit your pants before? Well, that's the 40.
I mean, yeah, when I was young.
well, yeah. I mean,
Well, I mean, like, I still too old, should not be shitting myself.
yeah,
But I was like, my thing is super ADHD, right?
yeah,
So kind of like a diabetic, you don't know you have to go until you gotta fucking go.
Yeah.
And so we'd always play like every summer day, me, Tanner, my sister, everyone else on the block, we'd play like hide and go seek up and down the street. Every time, right as I got a hiding spot, I'd have to go pee or shit. And so I usually would be like, yeah, but if I leave, I'm going to get caught. And then like when I come back, I'm just going to have to go again, because it always happened. And like it used to be a thing. Every time I stepped foot in woods, like we'd be walking for 5 minutes and I'd have to shit. Every single time. It was a thing between me, Caleb, and Tanner, because they'd always have to go get me leaves. I had to, I would just take a shit in the woods, and they'd hand me big old leaves. The fuzzy ones were the best, nice and soft, like Charlemagne or whatever.
Charlemagne, Charlemagne the God. Yeah, exactly like Charlemagne the God. Nice silk, fucking cocoa butter.
Yeah, I mean he's got that silky bald head.
What the fuck,
I think
bro?
he's bald. But yeah, so they'd get me leaves. But anyways, so I'd always get to my hiding spot and then I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so sometimes like I'd go and then I'd, lose. And so I got tired of losing because I'm also competitive. So I'd just stay there and I'd like literally pinch my wiener so that I didn't go pee. I'd just be fucking grabbing the shit out of it. just trying not to piss. But then
Couldn't you just pee outside? I would pee outside. That part's not so bad.
It would depend on the hiding spot. Sometimes like I'd be in a fucking recycling bin. And so I'm not peeing it.
Just standing in it. You're just like watching the water levels rise.
Yeah, or I'd be like in a tree or on a roof or something, like
Yeah.
not the best peeing spot.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so but then the issue is when you're gripping it so you don't pee, as soon as you let go, you fucking shoot out. So then you have to like reach up your shorts and pinch it, then start to pull your pants down, pinch it again, and then pull your pants down so that it's pinched 100% of the time. Otherwise, you'd piss in your pants anyways.
I've never pinched my dick to try and make myself not pee.
I had to so many times as a kid.
That's where all those weird fetishes come from.
Yep.
You're into getting stepped on now. Just like,
Heel, fucking stiletto.
um,
Yeah, so I shit myself playing hide and go seek. And then I went inside, cleaned up, whatever, come back out, and Cassidy came in because nobody could find me. And she went in and she's like, oh yeah, he's inside. And I was like, do not tell them I shit myself. So of course, she goes out there, tells them I shit myself, and then goes, but don't say anything. So I go out to all the neighborhood kids, including Tanner, and they immediately all start saying shit. And I'm like, Cassidy, what the fuck? And she goes, I told them not to say anything. That's not the fucking point. You weren't supposed to tell them.
it's not the same.
Like, that doesn't matter if they don't say anything to me. It's still embarrassing. They know I shit myself.
Dude, that's so funny. How are they not going to say something?
Yeah, like
And
we're kids. You believed them? Yeah, don't say anything. Yeah, okay.
Well, that was like, I was trying to do the same thing at the storage unit. Like, I was clenched so hard, dude, because I had pulled in and I was like, I'm just going to unload this stuff really fast, but it was bright and early in the morning and I had like gotten up late. So I just like raced over to the storage unit at like 9 a.m. I'm like drinking my Diet Pepsi, Papa's in, and I'm like unloading the stuff. And all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, this isn't good. Like, I'm like, what the hell, dude? And like, I'm trying to just unload because I'm behind like 3 locked gates. There's like, I'm behind a locked door, behind a gate. The gate only opens with like the fucking, you got to get on the app and press the button and get it to open or whatever. And I was like, once I'm done, I'm just going to, fucking gun it to that McDonald's over there. And I'm just going to go destroy their bathroom. And literally that last package, my other package arrived, dude. I was like, dude, this is not working. And I like set it down and I like shut the door. I like as I'm putting the lock in, I'm like just making all of these faces. And all of a sudden I'm just like, and like I'm wearing like not basketball shorts, but I'm wearing shorts. And it was not like, it's not like I just dropped a solid log and you could just like take it and throw it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just all liquid. And
Yeah,
it was
you had a Xenon.
and caffeine.
Yeah.
Like first thing in the morning, dude. And I had to just pinch my shorts. Like the back of my shorts, because I didn't want it to just start dripping everywhere. So I like pinch the back of my shorts and I like waddle out to my car and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? And I'm like, because I'm not sitting down in this.
Are you at the storage for the shop? Like, not the same one, though?
Not the one over by the liquor store.
Okay.
The one over by, like, Planet Fitness and stuff.
I was
And,
going to say, go to the shop and get some plastic and freaking
dude, I'm
put
like,
it on the seat.
I'm holding my shorts and I'm like, oh, good, dude, I have a pair of pants back there. But then, how do you get the shorts off without getting it just everywhere?
All the way down your leg,
All
on your
the way
socks.
down. And so I like somehow do it and I was pretty good about it. Like I definitely still got a little bit like on my socks and stuff and on my like leg. I mean, dude, it was gross. It was so fucking gross. And I like fold up my shorts and I like set them. But like mind you, I'm bare ass naked just in the storage unit like area. Like anybody else could be here. And I'm like kind of like in between my car door trying to be kind of discreet. And I'm like looking around. Of course I make eye contact with a camera and I'm like, this is on video now. And so I like fold my shorts up, take my socks off, and I have one microfiber towel from like doing the sticker stuff and it's just white. and fuzzy, like you're talking about, like one of those super soft towels, and it's just bleach white. And I'm like, I only get like a couple of good wipes out of this thing, and I'm like wipe it up, fold it up, set everything in just in like my passenger seat, put on like these pants, bare ass it all the way home. I drive up the driveway, pull right up to the trash can and just throw all of those clothes away. Close the trash can, come up here, I hop in the shower. I'm finally like getting a little bit of my dignity back. Get out of the shower, and I realize I didn't get any fucking towels, so there's no towels. And I'm like, perfect, like, dude, my day just keeps getting better. So I had to like dry off with my old t-shirt, and then I like got dressed or whatever. But okay, we're gonna wrap that up.
All right.
Okay, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Colby does too.
Have a good night.
Hopefully we don't
Or
share
whatever
pants
time
again.
you're watching this.
Whenever, as long as they're watching it.